Every morning, I wake up to the soft glow of sunlight filtering through the curtains, a gentle reminder that another day has begun. My name is Alex, and I lead a seemingly ordinary life. I'm a high school English teacher, passionate about shaping young minds and instilling a love for literature. My days are filled with lesson planning, grading papers, and the occasional bout of teacher-parent meetings. But little did I know that my mundane existence was about to be shattered in the most unimaginable way. It was a crisp autumn morning when the tranquility of my routine was abruptly disrupted. I remember it vividly, the way the leaves danced in the breeze outside my classroom window, oblivious to the storm brewing within. As I sat at my desk, preparing for the day ahead, a knock on the door pulled me from my thoughts. It was the principal, his expression grave as he delivered the news that would change my life forever. A student had gone missing overnight, and all eyes were on me. The last person to have seen him was none other than myself, his English teacher. Panic seized me as I tried to recall the events of the previous day, but nothing seemed out of the ordinary. I had tutored the student after school, helping him with his essay on Shakespeare's Hamlet, before bidding him farewell at the school gates. But now, my innocent actions were being twisted into something sinister. Rumors spread like wildfire, fueled by gossip-hungry tongues and sensationalist headlines. Before I knew it, I found myself surrounded by suspicion and distrust. The missing student's family accused me of foul play, pointing to my solitary nature and unconventional teaching methods as evidence of my guilt. Despite my protests of innocence, I was swiftly arrested and thrown into a nightmare I couldn't wake up from. As I sat in the cold confines of a police interrogation room, my mind raced with disbelief. How could this be happening to me? I had dedicated my life to shaping young minds, not destroying them. But as the hours turned into days and the days into weeks, the weight of the accusations against me grew heavier with each passing moment. Meanwhile, the search for the missing student continued, but without any leads or evidence to go on, the authorities turned their attention back to me. The media descended upon my small town like vultures, eager to feast on the sensational story of the beloved teacher turned suspected criminal. My face was plastered across the front pages of newspapers, my name dragged through the mud by reporters hungry for a scandal. But amidst the chaos and despair, a glimmer of hope emerged. A witness came forward, placing the missing student at a local diner hours after our tutoring session had ended. The tide began to turn in my favor as doubts were cast on the validity of the accusations against me. And then, just as suddenly as it had begun, the nightmare came to an end. The missing student was found, alive and well, having run away from home to escape his troubled family life. My innocence was finally proven, but the scars of the ordeal would linger long after the headlines faded away. I returned to my job, but the once familiar halls of the school felt foreign to me now, haunted by the specter of what could have been. As I sit at my desk, surrounded by stacks of ungraded papers, I can't help but wonder how easily innocence can be shattered in the blink of an eye. But despite the darkness that threatened to consume me, I emerged from the ordeal stronger than ever, determined to never let anyone else suffer the same fate. For in the end, it's not the accusations that define us, but our ability to rise above them and reclaim our shattered innocence. The nightmare of being wrongly accused had ended, but its echoes reverberated through every facet of my life. Each day, as I walked the familiar streets of my town, I felt the weight of suspicion lingering like a dark cloud overhead, but I refused to let it consume me. Instead, fueled by a burning desire for justice, I embarked on a journey to uncover the truth and clear my name once and for all. The first step was to retrace my actions on the day of the student's disappearance, scouring every memory for clues that could exonerate me. With each passing moment, the pieces of the puzzle began to fall into place, revealing a web of deceit and manipulation that stretched far beyond what I could have imagined. I revisited the scene of our tutoring session, the quiet solitude of the school grounds now imbued with a sense of foreboding. As I retraced our steps, I noticed something out of place, a shadow lurking in the corner of my mind, just beyond the reach of my consciousness. It was a fleeting glimpse, but it sparked a fire within me, a determination to delve deeper into the darkness and uncover the truth, no matter the cost. With newfound resolve, I reached out to anyone who might have information that could help clear my name. Friends, colleagues, even strangers. I left no stone unturned in my quest for justice, but with each dead end, my frustration grew, threatening to engulf me in a sea of despair. Then, just when I was on the brink of giving up hope, a breakthrough came in the most unexpected of places. A former student reached out to me, claiming to have information about the night of the disappearance. As we sat across from each other in a dimly lit cafe, their words sent chills down my spine. They had witnessed something that night, something that implicated someone else in the student's disappearance. It was a revelation that shattered my preconceived notions of innocence and guilt, thrusting me into a world of uncertainty and danger. Armed with this newfound knowledge, I dove headfirst into the heart of the mystery, following a trail of breadcrumbs that led me deeper into the shadows. With each step, the danger grew more palpable, but I refused to back down, for I knew that the truth was worth fighting for, no matter the risks. As I delved deeper into the murky depths of the investigation, I uncovered a tangled web of lies and deceit that threatened to consume everything in its path. But I pressed on, driven by a fierce determination to expose the truth and clear my name once and for all. And then, just when it seemed like all hope was lost, I stumbled upon a clue that would change everything. A piece of evidence so damning, so incontrovertible, that it would finally unravel the web of deceit that had ensnared me for so long. As I stood in the courtroom, the truth laid bare for all to see. I felt a sense of vindication wash over me. The accusations against me crumbled to dust, leaving nothing but the cold, hard truth in their wake. And as I walked out of those courtroom doors, my name finally cleared. I knew that I had emerged from the darkness stronger than ever before. For in the end, it wasn't the accusations that defined me, but my unwavering determination to seek justice in the face of adversity. With my name finally cleared and the truth revealed, I found myself standing at a crossroads, unsure of what the future held. The nightmare of being wrongly accused had left me battered and bruised, but it had also ignited a fire within me, a determination to rebuild what had been lost and reclaim my place in the world. The first step on this journey of redemption was to confront those who had accused me, to demand answers and hold them accountable for the pain they had caused. It was a daunting task, but one that I knew was necessary for my own healing. With a steely resolve, I faced my accusers, their faces contorted with guilt and shame as they offered hollow apologies and feeble excuses. But I refused to let their words diminish the magnitude of their actions. Instead, I forgave them, not for their sake, but for mine. With the weight of resentment lifted from my shoulders, I turned my focus to rebuilding the relationships that had been strained by the ordeal. Friends who had stood by me through thick and thin, colleagues who had offered unwavering support, I reached out to each of them, grateful for their loyalty and steadfastness in the face of adversity. And as we laughed and cried together, sharing stories of triumph and tragedy, I felt a sense of belonging that I hadn't felt in years. But perhaps the most difficult journey of all was the journey within, a journey to rediscover myself in the aftermath of the storm. For too long, I had allowed myself to be defined by the accusations against me, to let them overshadow the person I truly was. But now, as I stood on the precipice of a new beginning, I realized that I had the power to rewrite my story, to forge a path forward that was entirely my own. And so, with a sense of purpose burning bright within me, I set out to pursue my passions and chase my dreams with renewed vigor. I threw myself into my work, channeling my experiences into my teaching and inspiring a new generation of students to never lose hope in the face of adversity. I volunteered at local charities, lending a helping hand to those in need and spreading kindness wherever I went. And I nurtured the relationships that mattered most to me, cherishing each moment spent with loved ones and savoring the simple joys of life. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, I found myself slowly but surely rebuilding what had been lost. The scars of the past would always be a part of me, a reminder of the trials I had overcome and the strength I had discovered within myself. But they no longer defined me, for I was more than the sum of my past mistakes. I was a survivor, a fighter, a beacon of hope in a world shrouded in darkness. And as I looked towards the horizon, eager to embrace whatever challenges lay ahead, I knew that the journey was far from over. But with each step forward, I carried with me the lessons learned and the wisdom gained from the trials of the past. And armed with the unwavering belief that no obstacle was insurmountable, I stepped boldly into the future, ready to face whatever may come with courage, resilience, and unwavering determination.